So what's up, YouTube? It is Akeyles here. I'm doing a review, but this time I have some of my oldest friends out here. I decided to go ahead and bring them in. One's a very huge Spider-Man fan. His name is A Perfect King. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up? Uh, Name's Ron. Or Perfect King's cool too. So GamerTag. But yeah, pretty big Spider-Man fan. I have a couple of the comic books from the past couple of series. I don't know, pretty big fan. I've been watching since I was like, since the '90s show, and been hooked ever since.
Okay. And then my next friend that we have, he, he doesn't have really good taste because, he likes Wolverine. But let me go ahead and introduce him. His name is Gears. Because he plays the best game, or he used to play the best game. Now he only plays like those web games. But anyway, let me go ahead and let him introduce himself.
Yeah, my name is Gears. Real name Oscar, but Gears is cool too. Yeah, I'm a comic book fan, and I've been watching like comic book stuff since the '90s. I guess since I was born. So, pretty knowledgeable on the comic stuff, and Spider-Man's always up there. So I'm happy to talk about him.
All right, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. First thing I want to talk about was, how do you guys feel about Tom Holland's Spider-Man and his Peter Parker? I'm going to go ahead and let the Spider-Man fan talk about it first. So Perfect King, go ahead.
It's pretty good actually. I was pretty impressed. I was like hesitant. I never like prejudge like actors to begin with. Like whenever like they first casted like Ben Affleck as Batman and everything, like yeah, he got a lot of hate. But when it comes to like new actors taking up a role, I never jump to conclusions and say it's gonna suck. I always give them like the benefit of the doubt because it's their job. They're supposed to be good at it. But Tom Holland played a pretty good. I would say both Peter Parker and because he played the teenager role. He like the average teen. He kind of like got that down packed. And then what's funny about that is that he never went to a public school. So I think he was homeschooled. I can't remember, but I know he didn't go to public school. And I think for the role, he actually went undercover as a student, and just to see how it feels like to be like I guess like your average public school kid or whatever. So. Yeah, he even told people he went to the school. He was like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna be in the next Spider-Man movie." Like no one believed him, so they just thought he was just some weird kid, some weird new kid. So that kind of like helped him. I guess that kind of like helped him with the role. But yeah, as far as Peter Parker goes, got that down packed. Spider-Man, pretty cool too. I like that. I think he nailed both the parts down. There are some little things in the movie that kind of I'm nitpicky about, but no movie's perfect, so.
Well, about Spider-Man or Peter Parker, can you go ahead and name those things that you were nitpicky about?
Let's see. The suit for one. I love the suit, but being like, I guess we'll call it like year one or year zero Spider-Man, he got like the most high-tech suit possible. Like that's not how it happened. Like he made his own suit. It was just cloth, and then he goes from there.
Right.
I mean, I think the suit was a little too much for me. But I mean, I love the suit though. I mean, like that seems like something he'll get like when he's like veteran Spider-Man. He'll like because he creates things his own. Like he's not just given like tech like
right.
that. He's an inventor. He's a scientist. So
okay, let's go ahead and go to Oscar real quick. All right, Gears.
What was the question again?
How did you feel about Tom Holland, Spider-Man, and Peter Parker?
Honestly, it was great. I enjoyed it. Like, Perfect King pretty much said that everything that I wanted to say, where he was a great Peter Parker and a good Spider-Man, because I felt like he had both roles down. I really liked that he felt like a young Spider-Man, not like the previous Spider-Man, how they felt older.
Like Tobey Maguire.
Cool. Yeah. Toby's still my favorite, but I can I can still see like why people had a problem with that. But like when him being in high school here, and also Andrew Garfield, I was like, I didn't believe Toby or Andrew, but with him, I was like, oh my god, that's high school. That's how it's supposed to be. And like I hate how movies and TV shows do grown like high school kids. They're in their 20s, and this movie didn't do that, and I
Right.
really enjoyed that.
I totally agree, like with you guys completely. Like none of the jokes felt forced from Peter Parker whenever he was Spider-Man. There was no like forcedness, and even when he was like a kid in the first 5 minutes, I was like, or when he was doing the whole cell phone thing and he was riding with Tony Stark's guy, I felt like that's definitely Peter Parker, yeah, the whole joke and all that. I really
Yeah.
felt that. The one problem that I did have um, with them was oh no, actually I had no problems with him at all. There was no problems with how he acted or anything portrayed. So let's go ahead and just go ahead to the next question. How'd you feel about the supporting cast? And we'll start off with Oscar this time. Like the all the students around him and Flash Thompson and all of them.
I really like his best friend. I I really enjoyed it because it reminded me in high school. I was like, man, that was us. We were the nerds, like, and we had like we did nerdy stuff, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So like I can't, that guy killed it for me. He was an amazing part of Spider-Man. Flash, he just like the actor. Like I like the actor, but he just wasn't Flash. He just wasn't Flash Thompson, and I understand that it's like an up-to-date version, but to me, Flash Thompson's still gonna be that bully kid that like just pushed Peter around, and this guy like he verbally abused him, which is, I guess, is the new way to push people around. But I don't know. I expected Flash to be bigger and like bully Peter, like I guess like the '80s bullies. You know, that's what I expected, but I guess I can let it go because it's an up-to-date version.
Yeah, let me go ahead and talk about Flash Thompson too. My main problem with Flash Thompson is that he wasn't a football player, you know, or and he was actually like smart. I didn't like that because that meant he spent a lot of time with Peter Parker, and it didn't have that same like, I don't want to be around this guy. Um,
Yeah.
how do you feel about it? Perfect.
Yeah, I feel the same way. About the best friend, he was cool. He was a little annoying at first, but then it's like, okay, yeah, he's actually kind of funny. But yeah, the best friend, pretty cool. Same, kind of the same thing about Flash. I mean, I know like he got like a lot of like hate for taking the role of Flash just because it was like race. Definitely not a race thing for me, but yeah, he just wasn't Flash. I mean, he was like the annoying, like he was more of the annoying asshole kind of guy. Not so much as a bully. He didn't really come off as a bully like Flash is supposed to be. Like
That's true.
I think, like I said, the race thing wasn't really a problem. Like if they just maybe would have chose like another actor who looked more intimidating, maybe he'd probably come off as a little better of a Flash. But yeah, that Flash really cut it for me. And then, can we do spoilers or no?
Yeah, we can go ahead and do spoilers.
Uh,
Oh, Mary Jane.
MJ.
Yeah. I was gonna let
Yeah,
Oscar get
MJ.
back to it.
No, go
Yeah.
ahead. Like, you can.
Yeah, like I liked the girl. Like I liked her character. She was killing it, but then she had to ruin it by saying, "Hey, call me MJ." No, I'm not gonna call you MJ. I'm just gonna call you whatever they were supposed to call you, besides MJ.
Michelle.
Yeah, Michelle. So it's like, no. That's another thing that killed me because that's not MJ. MJ was like the popular girl, or just like kind of like the outgoing. She was also outgoing too. Like that girl was like a shut-in. That was an introvert.
But was she an introvert? Because at the same time, like to me, like I felt like she was, I guess, a new version of MJ. Like the way I saw it is like I can feel the MJ vibe from her, even though she wasn't MJ. It was kind of like her own kind of MJ. Because she was at the parties. She was still, because technically if they were all nerdy, so she was still kind of part of the popular crew. She wasn't a senior, but you know she was still part of the popular crew, in my opinion. Yeah, because
I mean, she was just part of the team. I mean, yeah, she was at that party, but they didn't really show her like, you know, surrounded by like other girls or guys. Or like, she was just part of the team. She just hung around them mostly.
but she was everywhere. You know what I mean? And she didn't have like, to me, she didn't have a shut-in feel. Is what I thought. And she did seem like the cool girl, especially like when Peter Parker's walking up into the prom, and she like flicks him off.
Yeah, like I liked how she was like the entire movie, like as a whole another character, just not as MJ. I don't know. It was just I couldn't get the
Right.
MJ vibe.
And Gears, how do you feel about MJ?
I didn't like her. I liked her character, just like Perfect King said. Liked her character. She was great. I honestly felt like she was a shut-in, like she was that loser chick that wants to be by herself. Not, you know, well, I'm sorry, I'm calling her a loser, but it felt like she was a loner. That
Yeah.
she was just there just to be there. Honestly, the girl that Peter liked, I felt like she should have been like an up-to-date MJ. I felt like that should have been an up-to-date MJ, but they chose the girl that just felt like, oh, you know, she's a loner. You know, she didn't want to hang out with people, this and that. And sure, she was there, but she just doesn't like MJ. For me, is always gonna be a redhead, and you know, she's gonna be that redhead that we all know. And she just wasn't that, you know. So I did not like her whatsoever. Yeah, as MJ, but her character or what she was doing, I thought it was great. I was
Yeah,
like, I was laughing.
Yeah, she was
You know,
hilarious.
I was laughing, you know, and everything.
Yeah, and I kind of agree with Gears too. Like if like they changed the Liz's name to Mary Jane, I could see that being Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Like even like she wasn't even a redhead, and I could see that being Mary Jane.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, 100%. I could see her being the up to date MJ
Yeah.
compared to this girl. I could have saw that girl being like the Vulture's daughter, if anything. You know, that would have been okay.
Oh, that was pretty cool too. I did not see that coming.
My thing on the MJ thing is like I feel like MJ, she was cool, she was popular, but I feel like MJ was still kind of weird. She was different, and I did feel that vibe from Michelle. I didn't feel that from Liz. You know what I mean? I feel like Liz was just a popular girl who was smart.
But that's what MJ though. MJ was like the smart, popular girl.
Yeah, and MJ was extremely popular. She was the most popular girl in school, and they made it in this movie. They made it where the other girl was like the most popular girl in school.
Liz.
Yeah, Liz. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Liz. You know.
Yeah.
But I do see, I see MJ or Michelle becoming more popular as because this is their freshman year, so I'm seeing when she hits high school, I'm imagining that she might be like the most popular girl by then.
Okay.
That's the way I look at it.
I might turn into the actual MJ.
Yeah, like she might dye her hair red thin, because they, you know, after the movie she had a whole bunch of pictures with red hair. So
Did she?
yeah,
I don't remember seeing that.
it was more like, it wasn't like in like it was more in the tabloids, not in like the promotions.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
It's like her Snapchat and stuff like that. She would have like red hair, and she would tease people, and she's like, you know,
Yeah.
my name's
Oh.
Michelle in the movie, and but she would have red hair, like, you know, she was she was teasing that.
But like that's another thing too. Why like change her name too though? That's another thing. Why would they just change her name?
I believe they wanted it to be the big shocking factor at the end of the movie. That's why they changed it.
It wasn't like, I didn't think it was shocking. I thought like once I found out what was her name, for me, I just felt annoyed because, like I said, I just don't see her as MJ. So I was annoyed that it felt like she was being forced as an MJ to me, and I did not enjoy that.
Right, I feel you. So let's talk about Iron Man. A lot of people watched the trailer and they were thinking like Iron Man was gonna be too much of a role into the game. So how do you guys? I mean, into the movie. So how do you guys feel about Iron Man's role in this movie and his interaction with Peter Parker? Is that was something you wanted to see? Like me, I totally agree with you. Like I I wanted him to have his own stuff and create his own suit and stuff. And I feel like Tony Stark's was there. He wasn't there too much for me, but it was just like the whole baby protocol and stuff like that. I didn't like that, you know.
Yeah.
But how did you feel, Gears?
Well, I felt like, honestly, I felt like he was too much in the movie. It's quite the opposite of what you said, but like I felt like even though he wasn't in the movie as much, but I felt like every time they kept showing off the suit and then what it can do, it just kept reminding you of Tony. So I didn't want to feel like that going into a Spider-Man movie. I wanted to be like, oh, this is what Spider-Man's doing, and just feel straight Spider-Man. And like with Tony being the supporting cast, but it felt like he was 50% of the movie for me because they kept showing off the suit like a lot. And, and yeah, it was more about the suit, and then the fact that we all know, Tony gave it to him and everything. It just, like I said, didn't like that, but I mean, I guess they gotta, introduce, Tony in there somehow. So I guess that was, it was, I guess, because out of all the Avengers, like for me personally, Tony's like my least liked one. So I feel like that's just a personal problem on me. But I can see like a casual fan just saying, oh, it was great. So, I guess I'll say Marvel knocked it out the park to the casual fans. I guess I'm just being too nitpicky on that.
Okay. And Spider-Man fan?
Yeah. I mean, kind of like the same thing what Gears is saying. Like, I guess it was that feeling that you get from whenever Spider-Man was like looking through the suit, like to remind you of like Iron Man's suit. Like I can see where he's coming from. Like even though he didn't have that much screen time, like whatever screen time he got, it was like a big impact on the movie, kind of. But yeah, I guess they try not to. I'm kind of hoping with the next one they do, there's like less of them. Cause I want it to be like all about like Tom Holland Spider-Man, because this is like basically Tom Holland with like Tony Stark helping him out. I kind of want to see him do his own thing, like kind of like by himself. Like, because I wish they would show any of this. I wish they would have shown any of like the Peter Parkers in the previous movies, like him inventing things, because that's what I really would like to see. I mean, because they all they do is like just invent the web shooters, and he stops there. But like he
Right.
can do a lot of things. He can make the suit the way Tony made it, kind of like how it is, almost how it is. He has like a lot of tech.
Right. Let me I'm gonna go ahead and skip some questions and get to this because we already kind of like hit it on the nail. Like, what was anything that was disappointing to you in the movie? So let me go ahead and say my main disappointment was that the gear was relying on Tony Stark's. Like, I was so happy to see a tracker in the Spider-Man movie because like I remember seeing that like a whole bunch of times in the cartoon, and the fact that
Peter Parker,
That's true. He did.
yeah, the fact that Tony Stark invented it kind of like irked me so much. Like all of this stuff that was given credit to Tony was like, it was very disappointing to me. Another thing that I didn't like was I can see like they were still kind of pushing like the Civil War kind of thing, and I did not like that we have the Geneva Accordance where like you can't go fight bad guys unless the government tells you to, but Spider-Man is out there and he signed the Geneva Accordance and he's out there still like just fighting bad guys, and they didn't play too much on that on the movie. They wanted to make it its own Spider-Man movie, but at the same time I felt like Geneva Accord should have been like more of a, hey, Spider-Man, you can't go fight the whole you can't go fight the Vulture because you signed this contract and the government has to take care of it, or something like that.
Are you talking about the comics, or because he didn't actually sign that? Because in the comics he did, but not in the movies.
In the movie he did, because they created the Geneva Accord, and then he was on Iron Man's side, so he had to, for him to go fight Captain America, he had to have signed it, and that was a government. You see what I mean? Like they didn't.
But I think as far as the movie universe, I think only the official Avengers signed it. I don't think. I don't think he signed it.
I feel like he had to have signed it for him to be out there. You know.
Yeah.
I don't think Tony Stark was pushing the Geneva Accord and then went and got Spider-Man and was like, "Look, you don't have to sign this," and go under the Geneva Accord and still, do. I think Spider-Man still signed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good theory. I wish we could kind of confirm that. That's a good theory. I mean, I feel like he didn't, but I mean, he could have signed it. Because I remember in mid fight, remember he told him just go home because he got hurt in the Civil War movie. He kind of got knocked down, and Tony Stark's like, just go ahead and hit him.
Right.
That was about it. He just went home after that.
I feel like it was more like it was inferred that he signed it, and I feel like if they would have pressed that more in the movie, they could have pushed it where Spider-Man in this movie, Spider-Man is more like, maybe Captain America is right. Maybe I should fight because that's what I was kind of hoping from this movie, that he was separating himself from Tony Stark, and he was saying, "Hey, man, if I feel like I need to go take down this dude, I need to go stop these weapons. I'm gonna go do it because that's what I feel is right." Kind of like Captain America. I was really hoping for Captain America to have that kind of role in there. Like he didn't have to be there, but for Spider-Man to be like, I need to do what's right myself, But King, go ahead and tell me your disappointing things about the movie.
I think we kind of touched on all of it a little bit, like the suit. He got that suit too soon. There was what else? Man, what else? I know there was something else. There was a Flash, the character we talked about. Yeah, I think we kind of just touched on a little bit of everything. Yeah.
Well, there's one thing that other than the fact that we already talked about everything, I feel like one thing that I didn't like, I felt like it was Donald Glover being in it. Not that I don't like the actor or anything. I just felt like they were trying to say, oh, we got star power to the younger fans.
So
they added him in.
You want me to touch on, I believe it's a fan theory of who Donald Glover was in the movie?
All right, go ahead.
From what I was reading up and stuff like that, I heard that Donald Glover is the uncle to Miles Morales.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So, because you know how he was telling them, I have a nephew that lives in this neighborhood. So a lot of people were doing like fan theory and stuff like that, and saying that that's his uncle. So, and whenever they do, like, I guess the next movie, or they decide to move on to Miles Morales, Charles Gambino is going to be a big part in Miles Morales. I'm not too sure how much his uncle deals with it. Do you know a Perfect King or?
No, I actually stayed away from that universe because I'm mostly like a Peter Parker fan. So once they killed off the Peter Parker in the Ultimate Universe, I kind of just like left it behind. The only thing I know is that he's just like half Mexican, half black, and that the Peter Parker in that universe dies. And I think he's got more powers though than that.
Yeah, I know that for sure.
Yeah, he's got some. I don't know what it is exactly. I just know he's got some extra powers. I can't remember.
He has super strength. I know he can cloak. And he can go invisible.
Okay.
And some other stuff.
Yeah. As far as Miles Morales, I don't really know too much.
So if that's true, does that kind of change your opinion about Childish Gambino being in the movie?
I mean, it's a fan theory, and fan theories are like a dime a dozen. So as of right now, if it's like, if they don't do that, then no. Like, I felt like him himself just wasn't needed. I felt like it could have been a random actor. And like, I say this again, like, I'm a Childish Gambino fan, but just to have like a star like in there, I mean, I felt like he just wasn't
small.
needed. Yeah,
he small role.
They overdid it.
Yeah, I felt like they didn't need him in there. And don't get me wrong, like if I was Childish Gambino and they told me, "Hey, you want to be in the Spider-Man movie?" Of course I'll say yes. You know, I'm a Spider-Man fan. It's just I felt like he just wasn't needed. I felt like it could have been any random guy.
Right.
I actually liked him in the movie.
I think he did give he did play the bad guy really well, and I thought he was kind of funny because like he didn't feel like scared or intimidated, and he was like, "Oh, you need to get better at this." And I thought that was pretty.
Like I like what he did in the movie, but like I said, I felt like it could have been any actor.
Okay, how did you feel about that shot they threw at Batman?
The shot at Batman.
Yeah, the whole interrogation mode.
Yeah.
That was like them making fun of Batman.
Yep.
I actually kind of wanted to see it just to see what the interrogation was. Oh,
you know when they like
the voice.
The
voice was funny.
This shit was funny.
But I thought you were talking about the instant kill mode.
Oh no,
that was hilarious. That was so hilarious, dude. I couldn't. I was like, oh my god, you know, every time he kept saying, you know, what is it with you and insta kill, you know, like calm down. Like inside I just kept dying.
Right. Let me backtrack. Because I wanted to ask about Michael Keaton and his portrayal of the Vulture. How do you guys feel about it? I'm going to start with Gears. Let me know how you feel.
I thought he was amazing. Like that guy, for me, he's a chameleon. He can pretty much do any role, and he can't do wrong. And he felt very intimidating. Like when you know when he killed like one of his lackeys.
Oh, by accident?
Yeah, you know, he was like, yo,
like,
you know, I did.
Well, dang.
You know, like I felt like the way he acted that part just felt like, oh, you know, man, I killed him, but oh well. You know, like he didn't care. Like it was nothing. Yeah, like it was nothing. Like, you know, he was just like, well, you know, I guess he had it coming, whatever. So I like the fact that he just felt like he had that authority command, like, you know.
Oh.
You know, he felt like, you know, every time he was in the room, like he commanded, like, you know, a respect, you know. So he had like a big presence in there that I really enjoyed as a bad guy. You know, he felt very intimidating, and you know, I felt like that guy knocked it out the park. Like I said, he's a chameleon. That dude could pretty much do no wrong.
Definitely. Like King.
Yeah. Actually, I loved Mike Keaton Vulture. He played an awesome role. Like, it was really believable. Especially like my favorite scene was the car scene where he figures out like he was Peter Spider-Man, and he tells Liz to go inside. He gets a little one-on-one with Peter. He just nonchalantly just pulls out that gun. He's like, okay, you're gonna stop messing with me, or I'm just gonna kill you. But like the whole scene was just very serious. Like I felt like I was Peter, and I had to like bring Liz home by 9 o'clock or else.
Okay.
Yeah. He was intimidating. He did really good as the Vulture. I want to actually see more of him.
I totally agree. Like, I actually liked even before he became a bad guy, and he was like the scrapper, and he was at the scene, and he like punched the guy in the face, you know, because he was pissed off because they wouldn't give him the contract, and like he lost all that money, and then I felt like every part of that, the whole him having like actual conviction to be a bad guy. It wasn't like I'm gonna be a bad guy because like Lex Luthor and Batman vs Superman. Like, why was Lex Luthor a bad guy? Anybody knows?
No, he's just a bad guy to be a bad guy.
Yeah, like
you actually see him grow into being the Vulture.
Yeah,
because you see that. You can kind of tell from his character that like he starts off like as a good guy, and he just starts off making stuff, and then you can kind of feel like, well, he got in the gun business, so then he started dealing with bad people, and it started rubbing off on.
Yeah. You actually see him like get to develop as like a villain. That's just pretty cool. Like, yeah, They nailed that role. They nailed
Yeah.
the character. They made the actor nailed the role. It's good.
What about Shocker? How do you guys feel about Shocker? King, you can start it off.
Oh, Shocker was pretty cool. I actually kind of liked it. I didn't expect the whole suit because I don't know how a whole suit would look in real life. Kind of like how the Wolverine suit would look like in real life, but I like how
It looked
the
dope.
sleeves, you can if you notice, I caught it right before they even said it. I just looked at his sleeve, I think he might be the Shocker because he even had a little gauntlet in his hand, and he had the same Shocker sleeves from the 90s and the comics. But it was pretty cool. I kind of hope he comes back too. They didn't show him getting captured or anything, so
Oh yeah.
yeah. So I don't know if he's still out there just running around because the web lasts for 2 hours. So I'm not sure if they forgot about him after they webbed him up. But I really was hoping he'd get the 2 gauntlets thing.
Yeah, that's the only thing I thought he was missing. I was like, where's the other one?
Yeah.
But Gears, how do you feel?
The funny thing though that I was thinking because I saw the movie with King and I noticed the sleeves, but I didn't reach into it, but I kept staring into them. Something was subconsciously can't say the word. Well, was telling me that's someone, someone I know, and when King said that Shocker, I was like, oh snap, that is Shocker. And then I was before he got killed and everything, I was just I think that other guy will be a better Shocker. And then they make him into a Shocker. I was like, oh, that's amazing. I really enjoyed him. Really enjoyed him.
King, did you have something else to add on?
No, the Shocker was pretty cool. I was hoping that maybe he comes out again. He gets his second gauntlet because that's also kind of nagging me too. He only had 1 gauntlet too. Dang, hoping he get a little mini upgrade during the movie.
Yeah, but it's year 1 Shocker, so
Yeah.
He had to practice on punching one with the right hand.
Yeah.
Take it one step at a time.
I think that's the OCD in me that's just not liking that Shocker. Just he only had 1 gauntlet. He needed to have 2.
Yeah.
kind of like the way I feel about Sephiroth from Final Fantasy. I don't like that he has 1 wing.
Yeah,
I'm just just give him the other wing,
Flying around in a circle.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
What was that?
No,
the Shocker was good. Yeah.
Yeah, Shocker was good. I liked him a lot.
Okay, favorite scene. We'll start off with Gears.
You gotta give me a second. I gotta think.
All right, King.
Oh dang! I like that car scene a lot. It was really good. It's just the acting skills for Mikey King was really good. As far as Peter goes, as far as Spider-Man scene, the boat scene was pretty cool. I kind of liked how he was trying to wrap up the boat, trying to keep it together.
Like that Tobey Maguire right there, trying to think.
Yeah, I guess I kind of like how they did the train scene, but yeah. I'm trying to think of any other parts.
I really would have liked that scene if Iron Man didn't if he would have did it by himself and Iron Man didn't come. That
would have been better.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can definitely
killed that scene for me. It was still a great scene, but the Iron Man part just made me
there was a lot of Iron Man in this movie. I'm hoping with the next one that they come out will be less of him.
I would
straight Peter Parker.
Yeah, I do want to see, because I kind of see this movie is still part. I feel like Civil War is still kind of going on, and the fact that he offered him the Iron Man suit is kind of it's at that part. So I feel like maybe the next time we see Peter Parker or Spider-Man, I feel hopefully he's dealing more with Captain America, and that he kind of switched sides. It's kind of how I feel.
I don't think they're gonna get that in depth with it like they did in the comics. I think they're just all gonna make up. Because there's not too many more movies until the Infinity War, right? We're just gonna get Thor. I think it's just Thor.
It's just a Thor, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get Thor. I think we might get the second part for Civil War before that.
Yeah, so there's another Civil War part coming.
The second part. Because it's a 2-part,
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, then that's when we
I,
might
I
show.
feel like yeah, those are
I didn't know there was another Civil War.
Captain
Are you?
Marvel.
Oh, will it be Captain Marvel Civil War? No, I don't think so. I think Captain Marvel was after
So they're just gonna
Civil
have like,
War.
is that gonna be its own thing, not being included with the? Well, they might include the Marvel stuff, but after the Civil War.
I think she's coming after Civil War, but I'm not too sure. But are you ready for your favorite part, or should I go?
Oh no, you can go ahead. Keep on. My bad. I forgot.
Okay, no, that's cool. My favorite part, I would have to say, is the ending part, where it's like it's the epic fight on the jet, and he's like barely surviving. Then when the plane crashes, and then like he saves his life, I feel like that was really like a really epic part. And then at the end, when he just leaves him like a note, and then the guy's like all thankful. He's like, "You saved my job."
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, that's literally the only part. The only thing I can think of is where he's in that. They're in the restroom. I literally,
Oh,
I was dying inside.
Yeah, that was really hilarious.
It was. I was just like, here's this random kid just like thinking, what's an adult and another kid talking about in the restroom? That's just so weird. That's not right.
and then like he was like one of those dudes that didn't have like a sense of urgency. Like he
Yeah,
was just
he
like,
just-
"I'm gonna take my time, make sure I get under my fingernails," you know. And then like
I think that was
that
honestly my favorite part. That whole scene right there.
that mug at the end when he was like like when he was leaving the thing, he like gave him a real mug.
You know? Yeah, I couldn't stop laughing. I honestly, that is my favorite scene from there.
So right before we get into, I guess, the overall and like the score and stuff, is there anything else that we missed that you want to talk about, or anything that you want to add on to this?
Let's see. Anything else?
Aunt May.
Oh,
Well,
I was supposed to. I forgot to add her in the supporting cast.
I like. Look, whenever I think Aunt May, I think about the '90s cartoons, and I think of that Aunt May. So like when they had this Aunt May, like I liked her, you know what she did in the movie. It's just she's not Aunt May to me, you know.
It's funny how like they gave her glasses too, just to make her look older. That's
Yeah, they
funny.
did. Yeah.
That's like that's not gonna make you look any older. But I mean, I'm okay with the age as far as like Aunt May. I think the only thing that bothered me about Aunt May was the last scene.
Oh, when she was gonna curse.
Oh,
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
yeah, when
Not,
she-
well, not the fact that she cursed, but the fact that she found that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. Like
Okay, yeah, I can. Yeah,
that's like way too soon. Like I mean,
right.
yeah,
Like,
'cause it's still year one Spider-Man. So.
yeah, it's like year zero, year one Spider-Man. It's like really now Mary Jane now. Like okay, I mean I guess.
yeah,
That was
like
just weird.
I can understand why they did it, because like there's no way he could. There's no way if he's gonna be like freshman year and she's already noticing that he's sneaking out. I can't see him hiding it for that long.
Yeah,
But at the same time, it felt like this. It felt like this series is kind of based off of Spectacular Spider-Man, and kind of a mixture of the new. Is it, what's the new one called? The Ultimate Spider-Man, or the Drake Bell one?
that's spectacular.
Yeah, spectacular.
No, Spectacular one is the one with the song, right? Spectacular.
That's Drake Bell.
Yeah.
That's Drake Bell still.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so there's that one, and there's the one after that one where he's like with Shield working.
Yeah. that
Oh,
one
I
is-
didn't see that one. I haven't.
I haven't seen it either, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
I feel like it, like those influences are put into this one, and then in that one, Aunt May, she's more of like a. She's old. She still like has gray hair and stuff, but she's like rock climbing, and she's like always gone. So that's why he's able to hide it. So I guess
okay.
And that's kind of how, like, when I first started the movie, I saw how young she was. That's kind of how I thought they were gonna have her be, like, always out the house, maybe like dating, or, well, no, not dating, because I don't think she, Ben, like, because of Ben, I don't think she dates anybody else,
Yeah, yeah,
in the series. Like, well, in the cartoon, because I know she marries Doctor Octopus.
I think
yeah.
they almost got married. I don't think they did.
Oh, okay, they almost got married, but yeah, I don't remember her dating. But yeah, she was always outgoing, so that's kind of I thought she was. But now that I see, like, she was always there, it'd be hard to, like, on a, you know what I mean? What can you hide from your parents?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You really can't hide anything from them.
So anything else?
I guess
We missed?
the anime part was pretty much it for me.
Yeah. I just still feel like
Yeah.
she found it too soon. Though. I'm just saying. Just
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like
it's just a little too soon.
I did find, like, she did find out too soon, but I felt like the way that they're progressing with the story, I think, like, he's gonna have to, like, be able to move out. So the only way he can move out is if they tell. Well, they could have said, like, he went to MIT or something. They could have did something, but I guess it was like a fast push. Like, that's what the whole movie was. Even, like, the suit, I feel like the reason they did the suit was to kind of, like, progress him as far as they can.
Yeah.
To a certain point, because I think in I guess the next movie he's gonna be in, they want him to be very experienced, and the suit kind of, like, taught him how to do a whole bunch of different webs, electro webs and stuff like that. So it was like a big progression push is what I see that as. But all right, so overall opinion of the movie, let's go ahead and start with Gears again. Yeah, your score, your thoughts, your feelings. Give me everything.
Really enjoyed the movie. If you're a casual fan, I would say a casual fan would enjoy it a lot. If you're like a hardcore fan, you're gonna nitpick it, of course, right? But I honestly felt like it was a 7. I just because of the whole, I didn't like that. It felt like Tony Stark was a big part of the movie, and I wanted it just to be Spider-Man.
Let me ask you this: do you rate any other Spider-Man movie higher than this one?
Yes. Maguire, I gave it a 8.
Which one? Spider-Man 2?
No, Spider-Man 1.
Spider-Man 1?
Yeah, I gave that one the one with Tobey Maguire in it.
I'm about to debate you, but let King go ahead.
I mean, I like this one. I would consider myself like a hardcore Spider-Man fan. That's even with me being nitpicky. It was a lot of Iron Man in it.
Oh, say that one more time. You kind of dropped.
So I'll give it an 8.
Oh.
And that's me being like nitpicky still, and then I'm also like a hardcore Spider-Man fan. I still give it an 8. I mean, it was a well done movie. It was good for like both like hardcore and casual fans. Like,
Yeah.
because for the most part, I mean, it was pretty like by the books almost. I mean, they had to kind of like modernize it a little bit with the diversity of the supporting cast, like, with Flash and MJ. And,
Yeah.
I think Liz though was she? I think she was
Black and white, right?
black. Yeah, I think she was like
No,
black.
she was black and white.
In the
Her
comics.
mom-
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about in the comics. So like even in the comics, that's how dark Liz was in the comics.
Okay.
I think she was like mixed with something. I can't remember. So like, yeah, I mean, I liked it. It was really good. I do hope that they kind of like I said, put less of Iron Man in the next one. That was like, I think that's the biggest problem I had. Was a lot of Iron Man in it.
Yeah.
But
let me ask you. So, on the Spider-Man or the Spider-Man movie so far, where do you put this one?
I put this one at the top. I mean, I did like the first Spider-Man one with Tobey Maguire, just because it came first. But the Amazing I was really surprised that they were gonna go a little further with the Amazing Spider-Man series, with the Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
Um,
I like part one. I couldn't stand part two of his though.
I like them both. I like
I like them both too, but I can understand why people didn't like it. Like other people didn't like it.
Yeah.
But let me go ahead and my overall for
Oh yeah.
it. I give it a 9.
You're a
Um,
9. Okay.
yeah, I actually liked how well he portrayed Spider-Man,
Mhm.
Peter
Oh
Parker.
yeah.
I felt like
He
that alone to me pushes it up over all the other Spider-Man movies, just based off of that. Plus, on I liked Michelle's character, and I also liked his friend. Like, cause I came in like not understanding why his friend was there. I had like a preconception that I was gonna hate that guy, and
Yeah.
he proved me wrong. Like, after watching it,
Yeah.
I still understand. I don't understand like who he is or anything like that. I believe he's made up, right, for the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He nailed the persona of Peter and Spider-Man down pat.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think that alone to me makes it feel more of a, I had to put it number one because he did Spider-Man and Peter Parker, right? I can't put any other one above it because Tobey Maguire, he did a good Peter Parker, but his Spider, you know what I mean? His
Yeah. No,
Spider-Man was on
I
par.
understand that. I can see why you would say that, and like Tom Holland, yeah, like you said, he nailed both down.
And and it definitely has me hyped for whatever Spider-Man next time we see Tom Holland,
Yeah.
as Spider-Man. It kind of gave me that exact like Deadpool feel.
Yeah. Oh, last thing, I didn't like the ending credit.
Oh,
I got
Oh,
played. I got played.
Yeah, I didn't like that
was
either.
like, I guess just because of the fact that I got played, I didn't like it.
That too, and that we have to wait for so long for your the next Marvel movie, like after Marvel movies, like such a big gap, and then like to do the ending credits is just like the Captain America just kind of like wasting screen time. I mean, it was funny, yeah, he got me, but
Yeah.
really, I always like to see what's gonna happen in the upcoming films.
I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty funny. Like, yeah, I really enjoyed it. Do you guys want to talk about the first ending scene?
Which
The
was
post the first post credit scene with Michael Keaton.
oh
I wanted more from that.
yeah.
Like I like that he didn't give up, his identity. But
Did I spot who the guy was?
was
The Scorpion.
he?
Yeah.
Okay, so you did spot who he was.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I couldn't confirm it. Did they say his name?
No, they didn't say his name, but
Oh.
there was a scorpion tattoo.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So
Okay. I didn't spot that. I didn't say what he was, but I was for some reason I was thinking he was that guy that's like he's like made of concrete or something.
Oh, not concrete or sand.
No, not sand. You remember in the 90s Spider-Man series, there was
Are
that
you talking
one
about Hammerhead?
Hammerhead. There it goes.
Yeah.
I was thinking that, but like I was like, someone was telling me, nah, that's not him. But I couldn't think of anything else other than him.
I don't know
Chop it
why.
on
I
his
just thought
head.
it was for some reason I thought it was like because his face was like kind of messed up. It looked like this, like it just reminded me like
The scar.
The scar. It just reminded me like a sting. So I just figured, I don't know, he could be. And I was just guessing Scorpion. I didn't really.
Oh, you know where he got that scar from? He was one of the Avengers.
Yeah. I knew that. Yeah. Well, remember when they were robbing the ATM?
Mm-hmm.
With the mask.
Yeah.
They had the Avengers mask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was
one. So he got scarred up, and that's why he came up because he wanted revenge.
Oh, okay. I'm really I need a Sinister Six movie. I need a Sinister Six movie because they kind of like played on that with the Amazing series, and they they brought out Rhino at the end of one of them, and really I was looking forward to it, but this didn't
That was the most disappointing Rhino.
Oh yeah, it was, but the point is that I need a Sinister Six movie.
Oh, a Sinister Six movie would be great.
Yeah,
but I wasn't disappointed in that Rhino because I felt like that Rhino. I was like, how would you do a Rhino?
I want to fucking. I don't care if it's if it's steroids or if it's the fucking suit. It's a super. I want a super suit at least.
Well,
I don't care if it's
you can call that a super suit.
I want to iron. I want it to look like a Rhino. I don't want a fucking armor core. Fucking Gundam. I don't.
Yeah.
Like, that Rhino didn't bother me. I felt like it was okay. But like I could understand why people hate it. I can definitely understand that. But I was okay. I was okay with accepting that Rhino.
I can't remember. Was he shooting rockets or not?
Yeah.
Well, was he?
Yeah.
I remember he was shooting like bullets.
I want him. The same thing they did with Juggernaut. I don't care if it was a Juggernaut costume with horns on it. I've been fine with that. Like, I don't care if it's CGI, steroids, Bane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want everybody can't be mecha. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want a full squad of Sinister Six mechas. I don't.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, but I think they are gonna do like what I want them to do. I want them to do like the Sinister Six movie, but like in the Sinister Six movie, like Tom Holland like says, "Yo, I can't be part of the Avengers, well, the Accord." That somehow like they'll work that in there.
Yeah, because I don't know. I felt like maybe in the uncut version they might talk about it more or something. Because I felt like it was kind of there, like the theme was there. Because Tony Stark was telling him, not to go after the big guy for a reason.
Yeah.
And I felt like that was the reason was, hey, you're not part of the court. You're not really supposed to be out here doing what you're doing, but I'm letting you, help out old ladies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing that like surprised me about the movie, Gwyneth Paltrow in it. I literally thought she was done with the whole Marvel thing.
I missed.
She's the Tony Stark's
Pepper.
Pepper.
Oh, okay.
I thought the actress. I thought she was literally just done with Marvel.
She wanted equal pay. That's probably what it was.
Probably. But I mean,
actually, from what I was reading up on as far as like the Marvel movies, they're kind of like shying away from like romance, like like stuff. They're trying to like make it more about like the hero, the comic, and like less romance in it. That's why that's why they're kind of like Pepper Potts. Well, I'm not sure why like Gwyneth Paltrow didn't show up, but like as far as like what other movie didn't have so much romance in it. Like the Ant-Man, Doctor Strange.
Well, Ant-Man did have romance in it.
Yeah, but not a lot. Like if you know.
Yeah, not a lot. Yeah, like, but they got together.
Yeah, like, but that's what I'm saying. Like the whole movie wasn't like they didn't show them kissing until the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Same thing with like Doctor Strange. They didn't
with Doctor Strange, I can see why.
Yeah.
Because like even though the girl was there, but she didn't feel like a love interest to me.
Even in Civil War, there wasn't even that much romance in it. Captain America got a kiss, and that was about it. And that was like a funny scene. But, so Marvel, like from what I've been reading about the Marvel movies, they've been shying away from like romance related things.
Right, because like I think the Avengers, it seemed like they were pairing off. It was like a weird thing with the Hulk and Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. Because for me, Hulk is always gonna end up
with Betty.
Yeah, Betty. There goes. I can't remember her name.
I'm wondering like where the fuck is Betty, but we're gonna let this slide.
Yeah, it's a different argument. That's a whole different argument.
So I guess we're gonna go into outros. This is your last thing you got to say. I don't think y'all have anything to plug, but if there's something you want to plug, go for it. We'll start with Gears, and then we'll go to King.
All right, man. Gears right here. Yeah, I guess calling it quits. It was great having me. Hope he invites me again. Had a lot of fun. Just talking ideas and just like I said again, love to be back. That's all I can say.
All right, and King.
Yeah, it was pretty fun talking about Spider-Man. Like I always like talking about him. I guess one thing I realized during the middle of this conversation, I can see why. As far as like the rush goes, rushing like I guess how they like I think Akeyles, you mentioned how they were speeding up everything. I think the reason for that, and like I said, I just realized it once, like during this conversation, I guess is there's already been 2 origin movies as far as Spider-Man. Like, and doing another one. Like, if you noticed, there was no mention of Ben. Besides that, Peter's all like, "Yeah, Aunt May's been through a lot," and that was all he said. So I guess I can kind of give him some leeway as far as like the suit now. Maybe even Aunt May finding. I feel a little bit better because like no one wants to see another origin movie, or like Peter Parker starting from the bottom again, or like Andrew Garfield until Mutant Guard did. So, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Other than that, I mean, I got nothing much else to say.
All right. Now I want to thank everybody for coming. It was hard for us to like get together. Our schedules was mixed up. Where it's like 2:00 in the morning now. I gotta go to work at like 7.
Yeah, me too.
But
I gotta catch up on some sleep.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, I want to thank the YouTube the YouTube people who are watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, also comment down below. Let me know if you want these guys to do other things, because we watch a lot of TV, a lot of movies, and we like to talk, and we haven't actually got to talk in a long time. So I thought this was pretty cool. So go ahead and just drop a comment down below. Let me know, because if you guys like it, then I'll definitely drag these dudes out. Buy some mics or something. Just like let this be a thing. So yeah, thanks, and we're out.